Okay, so what are you trying to do today?
Clustering, sir.
What is clustering?
Unsupervised learning algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have Y here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, sir.
Okay, can you give an example?
Yes, sir. Like suggesting related products while we are searching for a product in any e-commerce website like Amazon, Flipkart. It will do some suggestions based on our recent searches.
Right.
That comes under clustering.
Correct. So we call them as product recommendation.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
The product is being recommended. Okay. And the algorithm that it runs is called clustering. In clustering, as you said, we don't have to predict the Y value, but based on the input, we are trying to club the content together, the data together.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two important algorithms that we perform.
Okay.
One of them is called as k-means algorithm.
Okay.
Okay. K-means clustering algorithm. Another is called hierarchical clustering algorithm. Okay.
Okay.
So first I'll tell you theoretically how they work.
Okay.
Let me. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say you have two parameters. Okay, because it's two-dimensional, easy to predict, right? So we will use two-dimensional, but as I said, you can extend it to any dimension. Okay, so you have two factors. We're going to decide based two factors, but you can change to any factor. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say this is one factor, maybe age. Okay, and your expenditure per month. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's say Amazon wants to club or group people. See, once you form the group, recommendations becomes easy because whoever buys in that group, the same thing is being recommended. But the important thing here is to finding which are the two groups.
Okay.
So let's say you have taken two things. The total expenditure, average expenditure per month versus age. Okay. So let's say you have taken this and you are creating or you have plotted this data. Okay, so it will be a scatter plot kind of thing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Let's say each of these are customers. Okay, so these are customers, these are the data. Now, first thing that you have to find out is called how many centers you want to create. Okay, K means algorithm. K stands for number of clusters. Okay, how many groups do you want to create? How many groups do you want to create? Now, again, think of this way. You are in university. Okay, let's say you want to conduct your IIT and you want to conduct IIT entrance exam. Okay, and everything is offline. Okay, it's better to talk about offline thing, easy to explain. So let's say everybody it's an offline exam. You have to go to center and you have to write the exam. Now, how many centers should be created across India? What would be your approach?
Sir, how many
clusters would be created across India?
Across India.
How many centers do you want to create?
It depends on the number of students.
Tell me, no, don't say depends. Depends. You cannot say depends and go walk away. You explain me. If this is it, this is what we should do. This is it, this is what we should do. I don't like depends. Okay. You can never be a manager. You can never lead a team if you say depends. You want to take a decision. Okay. Country, the world situation is bad. Good or bad, you have to take a decision. Being a prime minister, you cannot say that I will not do anything. I will just sit and watch. Decision can be wrong or can be this thing, but you cannot simply sit and do nothing. It depends. So what should I do? Let me not do anything.
Okay.
No. Whatever you know, based on your knowledge, you have to take action.
Okay. Got it.
Never say it depends.
Okay, sir.
If you want, you make assumption. Assumption is this, and then you answer. Never ever answer it depends in interview.
Okay.
If you want, you make some assumptions. If you want, you state your assumption upfront. Okay, whatever you are making up, you say upfront. Then say, this is it. Now I'm going to tell you how it is. If it depends, then why did they ask you? Tell me. If it depends, then
Yes.
why should I ask you the question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me.
10 centers per district.
Wow. No, this is my answer. You figure out how. How do you decide 10 centers per district? What assumptions have you made? This is, you started from looking from space, and now you are underground. Let's create 10 centers across the district. How will you create 10 centers across the district? On what basis you are saying? So a center which is a village center and which is Hyderabad district, so both will have 10 centers.
No.
Your let's say,
Headquarters will be given more weightage.
what is headquarter?
District headquarters, sir.
District headquarter means what? That's what I'm saying. District headquarter, Rangareddy district, it is same as Medak district. You tell me.
No.
Rangareddy will have same number of centers as Medak.
No. Highly populated places will be provided with.
It's not highly populated. It depends upon number of applications from the city. If they are not highly populated, but none of them are engineering students, they are all old age people. Why do you want to put center there?
No, that population refers to students only, sir.
How will I assume?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
That's it, sir.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, it depends upon, okay, how many applications have been submitted. Okay, so you will look at you'll start with the state. Okay, so you'll
Okay.
probably first classify based on state. How many students have appeared in state, and what is your number of accommodation that can happen at center? Now, if accommodation is, let's say, 500 at every center, minimum you need to have 500 students at a center. Now, okay, if there are only 500 candidates appearing from, say, Goa, right? Goa will have very few number of
Yes.
people appearing. So you will probably have just, one center in the capital, Panji, let's say, right? So what we do is we have to figure out, okay, now you can put only one center, right, in Delhi, and say everybody has to travel. What is the problem with that?
Traffic problem.
Okay, everybody will have to travel thousands of kilometers, 500s of kilometers to reach Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Right? They have to start 3 days before the exam date to reach Delhi. Okay.
Yeah, complete.
So why not put, so why not put every home? It's like, okay, every home will put a center.
No.
That nobody have to travel.
No. Monitoring will become difficult now, sir.
Yes. So the thing is, you do not want to have everybody, okay. So if number of centers, let's say K is number of centers. If K is number of centers, okay, K should be somewhere between 1 and N. N is number of students.
Okay.
N is number of students, and 1, of course, 1. So you can decide they can have 1 center in Delhi, or you can have 2 centers, 1 in Delhi, 1 in Chennai. You can have 3 centers or 4 centers. Okay, you can decide to have, center for everyone. Everyone will work from home. So, the people will come to your home, and you have to give the exam. Okay, so we don't do that. So what we do is, we we draw a graph where we're talking about the average distance traveled by each person. Okay, so now that you know how many people are there and which city they are in, you will probably create a table. Here you'll put n. Okay, and here you will have, say, average distance, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, or maybe 10, 20, 30, so on, up to, let's say, from maximum distance that you have to travel, let's say from Kanyakumari to Jammu is, let's say, I don't know, maybe I'm just making up some number, let's say it's 5,000, let's say, right? I don't know, maybe, I may be too wrong. So let's say it's 5,000 kilometers. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you have one center, okay, what is the average distance that is traveled? So you will say, okay, from Hyderabad, there are 400 people traveling to Delhi. Okay, so this is the total is 400 into distance, right? Plus for every village, every pin code, you will measure the distance. Okay, if you put one center, let's say this is the average distance traveled. Okay, if you put second center, let's say this is the average distance traveled. If you put the third center, let's say this is the average distance traveled. Fourth center, so on. And when you create n, it is 0, right? 0 distance traveled. So you will get a plot like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what you notice here is, okay, from 1 to 3, there is a sharp decline. But after 4, the decline is less. Okay, that means the benefit, of course, there's a benefit as you create more and more center, but the benefit of creating more center from here is not that much. Average distance doesn't change much. Now, if you have center in Hyderabad, okay, if you create one center or two center, probably average distance will reduce from 10 to 5 kilometers. Correct? Only 5 kilometers saving. But if you make from one center to two center, from Delhi to Chennai, the distance traveled will be like 300 kilometers, 200 kilometers, 500 kilometers will be reduced, average distance, isn't it? From people from southern state will go to Chennai. So they will save a lot of distance. So initially you will see there's a lot of decrease in the value. And after that, okay, you will see very less decrease in the value. Okay. This is called as elbow method to check what is the K value. Okay. Now, elbow method. So when you look at this, so probably this is the right number of K. Because from, okay, as you come down here, you're getting maximum benefit of creating different number of centers. But as you create more and more is better, right? Best is n, but the benefit that you are getting is not significant.
Yeah.
You're not getting a good benefit. So like think that this is an elbow in the sense, this is your head, this is your shoulder, okay, this is your hand, right? So wherever our knee is, this is our not knee, what do you call? Elbow. Knee is the leg. This is our elbow, right? This is called elbow methods. Okay, this value is where right number of K. If you want to go by statistics, but again, experience is always taken higher precedence in machine learning than statistics. So if experience is say that I want to have 10 centers or 15 centers, okay, you go by that. Okay. But if you want to follow some method, some structure approach, this is what is good.
Okay.
So we look at the average distance that people will have to travel. Okay. Now coming back here, what K-means algorithm says is you need to select, K first. Okay. Now to find this, you have to start with K equal to 1, K equal to 2, K equal to 3, so on up to K equal to n. And then you will find the elbow method where it is less, and you will choose the number of centers. Okay. So let's say to begin with, you start with 3 centers. Okay. So K means says, okay, it's called centroid method. You can put this 3 center anywhere. Okay, I'm putting 3 center here, 3 center, anywhere. You can start with anywhere. You can start with putting center anywhere. Initially, like, see, you have to find this 3 distance, right? What is the distance of 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know where to put, right? Delhi or Chennai or Ahmedabad or, Kolkata. I don't know. I'll just put anywhere. Now what you do is, once you put anywhere, we look at the nearest values. So each of these points will be assigned to one of these 3 centers based on the distance. Okay. So let's say, for them, this is one group, and let's say this is one group. Based on the distance, you assign. Okay. So you assign this. Now, next step, center will move to, okay, centroid of this value. Because let's say you are here at the outskirts, isn't it? From this distance is too far from here. So you'll want to balance it. Center of gravity, your centroid method is okay. If I come here, okay, then the total distance will be, this is the best way. Okay. So maybe this will move here. Okay. So it says first you start with K number of centroid. It's up to you, whatever number you want. Second, you based on the distance, you group them. Each of these points will go to that center. Then you move the center to the right position or the centroid of that group. Okay, where it is equally balanced. Okay, if you put here, it is heavily balanced this side, right? So you have to bring it here. Now, again, you will ungroup. Then again, you will create groups. Let's say, this has become one group. This has become, there will be some change.
Okay.
Again, move it to the centroid. Again, ungroup. Move to the centroid. Again, ungroup, form a new group, move the centroid. Again, ungroup, okay, move the values and move the center to the centroid. Keep doing it, okay, so that after a certain number of times, there is no change in the group. There is no change in the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Or we can also give maximum iteration 500. So it will go on for 500, and if it is still not able to find, it will stop there. Okay. If it finds that center which is before 500 times, okay, that is a fixed center. So now okay, this is my center. Let's say blue is my center, and okay, you will, based on the distance, you will form 3 groups. Now people with these characteristics are one group. People with these characteristics are one group. Okay.
Yes,
so now whatever this fellow will buy, same thing will be shown to people. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about, okay, now, so when you form, so you have to do it with 1 center, then 2 center, 3 center, you have to keep on doing and get this elbow method. And wherever you get this elbow, okay, that, okay, is the right number of centers for your data set, given data set.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, this is called K-means algorithm.
Okay.
K-means algorithm. How to do? Let's try to write the code. Python, okay, and especially your sklearn has inbuilt data set. Okay, and this inbuilt data set, can be used for clustering. Okay, I'm going to call this inbuilt data set for us. Going back here. Perfect. So let me first import the data set. So I'm going to say from sklearn dot data sets. Okay, import. Okay, there's something called as make blobs. Okay, all these are data sets. All these are data sets. Okay, by cluster blobs. Okay, all these are data sets. You can try anyone. Okay, let me. These are specially designed for performing classification clustering. Okay, so it's easy to understand the data. It's not as complex data, easy to understand data. Okay, the focus is on algorithm, not on the data set. That's the purpose of this, but yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so yes, and we will create our, so it is two-dimensional. Okay, so we'll read it as X and Y.
Sir, are
So,
you typing anything on screen?
oh, I think it got paused. No, you should be able to see. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So from
Yes, sir.
sklearn.datasets, import make blobs, and now I'm going to create X comma Y. Okay. So two
Okay.
columns. Okay, two columns I want. So don't get confused this Y with the, the
Access.
Y. No, this is access only. But
Okay.
don't get confused with the Y of classification of cluster.
Yes, sir. Okay,
This is
okay.
not what we are going to predict. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes,
This
sir.
is one of the regular columns, or you can use x1, y, x2, whatever, right?
Okay, sir.
Now equal to make blobs. Okay, and how many samples you want? You can say n samples. Okay, n samples equal to, we'll say 300. So 300 dots will be created, points will be created. How many features you want? Okay. Now see, if I put features 3, it will create such a way that the best number of centers will be 3. Okay. But what we'll do is we'll take 3. We'll see what happens when we take k as 2 and k as 3 and 4, and we'll compare and see.
Okay.
Okay. So number of features 3, number of centers will be 3. Centers equal to 3. Okay. I think this should be good enough. Now, if you want to plot, so we'll say import matplotlib.pyplot as
PLT. Yeah.
plt.scatter. Right?
Okay.
plt.scatter, and see here. Now, when we say number of features equal to 3, right? Okay. What it does is this X, okay, will have 3 sub columns.
Okay.
X will have 3 sub columns. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so to read the first row, in fact, see, anyway, we can make it as 2. Okay. We don't need to give 3. Okay. I mean, if you're giving 3 also, we are going to use only 2 anyway plotting, isn't it?
Yes.
We can give it as 2. Here I'm going to say X. Okay. All rows and first column. X. All rows, second column. Okay. And then we'll say plt dot show. Okay, since we said the centers equal to 3, it has created in a way that by looking at the data set, you can know that, okay, this will be one cluster, this is another cluster, this is another cluster, right?
Yes,
but yeah, let it be. We will use our sklearn cluster. So I'm going to say from sklearn.cluster. Okay, import. Okay. So it will have many, there are many. Okay. And the notes which I'll give you, I'll mention the names of all those, and there will be code also to practice. But these are two mostly we use, k-means and hierarchical clustering. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And okay, now it takes parameters like number of clusters, k. Okay. I'm going to say 6, or let's say make it 5. Okay. Now I'm going to say init, right? If you don't give, it will start from random. Okay, say random from anywhere. You can define where to start, but if you say random, it will start from anywhere. Okay. Number of iteration that you want. Okay. So max iteration. Okay, you can say 500. So if you don't get answer within 500, it will stop. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So your this is okay, and we'll save this as a object, cluster object. Okay. Now we will do the fit. Okay, and the prediction will be in your y val or something, right? This is where the prediction will come. And I'm going to say cluster object dot fit. Okay, and you pass x. Okay, I'm passing x. Sorry, x has 2 columns, isn't it? Okay, now you can say print. Okay, so this, okay, so okay, okay, let's print this and see what you get. Okay, so it tells you the object. So this is what we have, right? Now if you want to see the outcome, okay, we can draw the plot, isn't it? We can draw the plot, and what we can do before drawing the plot, let's try to create that elbow diagram. So elbow diagram is called as the distance I told you, average distance, that's called distortion. Okay, so we will find distortion for each of the value of k, and you can see why 3 is better here, right? The data set itself is like 3. So n samples is 300, right? We can do k equal to 1 to 300. Okay, so to save the distortion, I will say distortion equal to, okay, this is where I'm going to save distortion from each k value. Okay, now I'm going to say for I in range, okay, you can give 50. Okay, you can give more also, but why I'm not giving more, because then the plotting will be difficult, right? So okay, 50. Now okay, so it will start from 0, right? We don't want 0, we want to start from 1. So better to give 1 to 50. Now we will copy this. Okay, we'll copy this. Okay, and now so this cluster is done, right? The number of clusters should be I, isn't it? That's why you're going to get each cluster value. Okay, now after this is done, you have to say cluster dot fit, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Now distortion. How do you measure distortion? So distortion dot append. I'm going to say cluster object dot inertia. This gives us a distortion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So now if you print the value here, okay, distortion, you can see. So it is going to take some time. See, 17,950. Okay, drastically came to 4,500. You see, 700, 4,000 to 7,500. Now from here you see, okay, the change is not much, right?
Yes. Yes.
So looking at it, you know that 3 is the
Ah.
best number of centers, right? Because
Okay.
beyond this, okay, you're not gaining much in terms of saving, okay? But till here, from 17,000, you're getting by like one-fourth, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? One-fourth, one-tenth actually here, okay? Suddenly there's not much, okay? So if you want to draw, you can draw this value. So I'm going to say here, PLT dot plot, okay? And now plot what? So see, on the x-axis, we will generate range of values, okay, indicating k. So 1, comma 50, right? And then this is your distortion, okay? And then PLT dot show. Let's see. Okay, see, it will generate random values, okay? Again, you can give random state equal to something if you do not want to generate random address. So see this? Drastic decrease.
Yeah.
And after this, here from here, you see,
Yes, sir.
hardly any decrease. There is, but if you go to 300, this becomes 0, right? But see, so this is where we need to take elbow equal to 3 that you get from graph,
Okay.
right?
Yes, sir.
This is your elbow method. Now, okay, so let's say from this we know that number of centers is okay. Let number of centers I give 3 here. Why did I give 3 here? Okay. Okay, we can change it. Okay, we can increase to 4 or 5 later. Okay, so once we are done, let's draw this plot. Okay, this is to measure distortion for elbow graph. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's draw this scatter plot. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will we can draw. See, we have drawn the plot, isn't it? Just like this, where here. But if you draw like this, you won't be able to know which group. So we will use this y-val. Okay, y-val will tell us. Okay, y-val will have this value. Okay, group 1, group 2. No, it started 0. Okay, so y-val will have 0, 1, 2 values only. Okay, so against each row, okay, if it belongs to first group, it will say 0. If it belongs second group, it will say 1. If it belongs to first group, again 0, 1, okay, 2, so on. Since we are saying number of centers equal to 3 here, maximum value okay, will be 3 only, right? The y-val will take 2, basically 0, 1, 2, right? It will take maximum 2 value. Okay, so let's try to plot this. So after y-val, okay, I'm going to say plotting the centers. Okay, so PLT dot scatter. Okay, now first, okay, we have to give x, right?
Yes, sir.
This will be on x-axis, and this is also on y-axis, right? And if you want, you can give a color, right? So color will make it little different from others. So I'm going to say C or color equal to, okay, blue. Okay, and if you want to give, you can give a label. So I'm going to say label equal to cluster 0. Okay, now how to get the values from here? So here we have to say, okay, where your y value equal to 0. Correct? I mean double equal to condition checking. Okay, y value is 0, right? And column is 0. So column you are selecting from 0 column only, but row you don't want all the rows. You want rows where y value is 0,
Okay, okay.
right?
Yes, sir.
Where your I didn't do predict, right? Oh, sorry.
Sir,
Okay,
you said there will be no predicting no here, sir.
no. You have to predict. No, see, y value is not your trading data. We have to predict which column it will belong, isn't it?
Okay.
Which column? The column name will be predicted, isn't it?
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
it's going to be 0 column or 1 column, you will not have name. Okay, you'll have only 0, 1, 2. If you
Okay.
say center equal to 1, it will have 0. Center equal to 2, it will have 0 and 1. If you say center equal to 5, it will say
Okay.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you are predicting which group it belongs.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right? So predict is not based on your training data, but prediction is based on the group. Okay, so it has to say which group you belong to. Okay, so yes,
Okay.
so y val equal to 0. And here again, since this is the first row, I'm going to say y val equal to 0, right? And
Yes,
this
sir.
is your column second, right? Now, if I say here plt dot show, okay, this is the original data set. Remember, every time it's changing. Okay, so remember this is the
Yeah.
original data set. Okay, and this is the zoomed image of first data set. So see here, the y predicted. Okay, so see here, this is saying that. Okay, how many centers did we give? We
3
gave 5. No, 3.
clusters.
Yeah. See, clusters is 5, right? So see, it's saying that first row should belong to second group, fourth group, second group, first group, second group, third group, right? This is what it is predicting. It will only predict your numbers here, right?
Hmm.
Understood or not?
Yes, sir. All for all those 300 samples what we have taken.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yes,
now if you want to plot all, okay, you have to say 5 centers, right? So yeah, this is your first, second, third, fourth, and 5. So this should change. Okay, now you're taking only 1, taking 2, taking 3, taking 4. Okay, taking 1, taking 2, taking 3, taking 4. Blue, red, black, green, okay, yellow. We can say cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4. Oops. Not yellow. Yellow. Okay. Let me put here random state. Okay. That we don't get different values every time. Okay. This is what is going to be. So see, it has classified this as one cluster, number 1 or second cluster. This is your one more black, yellow, and green. These are your different clusters.
okay.
If I say 6, of course, now if I make this as cluster 2, you get only 0 and 1 output, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
will not have these things. So this entire red thing is treated as one group, and this blue is another group.
Okay, as we have said 2.
Yeah. Yes. Random state 88. We'll change the graph and you can see the difference. Okay. This blue is one group, this red is one group. So once you know, then
Sir, what is the difference between random state 1 and random state 88?
What is random state? Tell me.
When we fix it to particular value, like the sampling will be the same when the value is same.
So if you take random state 1 and I take random state 1, we will have same random values generation. Okay, this is generally random value for the graph, right? X and
Yeah.
Y axis. So if you if you put 1, you'll get every time. So 88, this is the pattern for 88. This is the pattern for 88. So whether I run it, you run it, I run it 1,000 times also, I'll get same pattern only. Next time also if you run, you'll get the same pattern. So same pattern.
Okay.
So random state is to fix the pattern. Okay.
That means for a particular value of the random state, it is considering one pattern, and whenever we give the same number, the same particular pattern will be called. Okay. Understood. So if you are changing the state, definitely the set will be changed. I just got only, like, I thought only two values, 0 or 1. It's not like that. I understood now. Okay. Yes, sir.
So this is done. So we are done with k-means.
Okay, sir.